Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be having a sit down style video because I'm going to be sharing with you guys how much did it cost for me to go to my first year of x-ray school. And I'm going to share all the expenses and include all of the receipts with the expenses that came with going to x-ray school for my first year. So a couple disclaimers before I begin my video. If you guys didn't know, I currently go to a community college in New Jersey to get my associates in applied sciences in radiologic technology. So yeah, just want to throw that out there in case you guys were interested. I also do not qualify for any financial aid. So for my tuition and all these expenses, I paid out of pocket for, also with student loans. Controversial, but yeah, I work part-time while being in x-ray school, and I just don't see any other option besides that. So yeah, let's move on to the tea of the video. Okay, first things first, if you guys don't know what CASTLEBRANCH is, essentially what CASTLEBRANCH does is it keeps track of all of your immunization records, your COVID test, your background check, your drug test, all that stuff. So the first expense that you ever have to do when you first get into x-ray school in my school is pay for CASTLEBRANCH access. So to have that access, it was $25 to create an account and have all that going. And the first email that you get after you sign your intent to enroll and that you're actually going to go into the program is they're going to want a background check, and you have to pay for that background check. So that background check was $86.10, and that was the first expense that you kind of have to pay for to see if you're not a convicted felon and are about to radiate people. They want to make sure of that. And after that, you pass your your background check, all that. You have to do a drug test, and it has to come back good or have an explanation as to why it may not. So yeah, that was $44. So right there, to get your CASTLEBRANCH drug test and your background check, you're already looking at $155.10. So yeah, my professor made it clear when we went for our information session to have your checkbooks ready, because there's a lot of hidden fees and startup fees that come that aren't associated with your tuition. So it can start, racking up if you didn't save accordingly before you got into the program. All right, so I have my iPad over here, kind of mirroring what I'm going to be going over. And after all that stuff from CASTLEBRANCH is a-okay, you have to buy your books. So the way that my college works is you can buy your books, and they're going to last you the full 2 years that you're in that program. And you can choose to either buy it on campus or go on Amazon or Chegg, rent or buy through there. I chose to go through my college's website and order all my books through there. Now, I chose that because I wasn't sure how picky my professors were going to be with access codes and stuff like that. So I didn't want to take the risk on Amazon and Chegg and rent through them. So I paid a pretty penny for it, and there's going to be two amounts up there, and I'm going to tell you why there's two amounts. So the first one for the bundle, that has all of your Merrills and stuff like that. So you're going to get volumes 1 through 3. You're going to get your pocket guide that you can bring to clinical. And in that bundle, there's also the Bouchon book too, and all that jazz and stuff like that. I kind of regret not going on Amazon and not going on Chegg and just going through them, because there's a lot of books in that bundle that I paid $1,200 for, and I haven't even opened it yet. So if I would have just been all right, let me go on Amazon and see, I probably could have saved couple $100 right there. So you see the two amounts at the top. I actually paid $1,565.12, It's different from the order total because I also bought the Hesse package, which is like $300 to $350. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but I actually did not need that. And that's why that cost is higher in the order total, because I ended up returning it because my professor said like that's used for the second years and not for the first years. So I didn't need to buy it, even though it was like on the list of stuff to get. But I saved like $350. But yeah, that's how much I paid for my books, $1,565.12. Okay, so moving right along, you have to order lead markers for clinical. And I've shown that in previous videos. That's like my left and my right marker that you like put on the board or put on the table to identify which body part you're working on. So yeah, those were $32 a set. And I got 2 sets just in case I ended up losing one on like Monday and I had clinical on Tuesday. I wasn't like SOL. So yeah, that combined, I paid $64 for some lead markers, and that's I had to do it through TechnoAid. I couldn't go through like Etsy or anything like that to get my own. So this was like kind of like set in stone price. Like you gotta pay for it. There's no other way around it. Okay, scrubs. Now, you guys already know the ordeal that I had to go through with my scrubs. You guys know that I purchased fixed scrubs and I ended up cutting the embroidery out of my old scrubs and putting them onto the fixed scrubs. So I don't have these scrubs anymore. But just so you guys know, I got 2 sets of everything. So I ended up paying $120.99, and that's for the scrub tops, the pants, and 2 lab coat jackets. So I really only ever used the scrub tops because the pants that they ended up sending me was like an XL, even though I ordered a small. And for the lab coat, we only have to wear that during lab. We don't really have to wear it at clinical. They're not too strict with that. Like, my professor hasn't said anything, and like the techs that work there haven't said anything. Because girl, let me tell you, when you move in that 500-pound patient from a stretcher to the x-ray table, you're gonna be sweating. If you have a white lab coat jacket and all that stuff, you're gonna be breaking a sweat. So I don't have to wear that. Only through lab do I have to wear it. All right, so you obviously need shoes. So my school requires us to wear all white shoes. So I didn't have any and I had to buy them. I ended up paying $129.99. And this is completely like a variable cost because you could buy whatever shoe you want and it could be way cheaper than this or it could be way expensive than this. I just have experience with Adidas and they're very comfortable to me. And I figured I'm going to spend a little bit of extra money and my feet will thank me at the end of my 8 to 4 clinical days. So yeah, that's how much I spent on shoes. Moving right along, if you guys do not know what TRAJECSYS is, it's basically an unavoidable cost. It tracks your clock in and your clock in through the lab at campus and clock in and clock out at clinical. So, and it's like location based too. So if you like chilling at home and you're like laying in bed and you try to like clock in, it's gonna tell them like where you clocked in at. So yeah, and it also keeps track of your evals. So when you pass an eval on campus, that's on there too. And for your comps at clinical too, that's also where they put in the paperwork. So let's say you comped on a knee and there's a bunch of like information that's associated with it. Were they geriatric? Was it ambulatory? Did you use your lead markers? Did you shield? Stuff like that. That's all on there and it gets put into TRAJECSYS. So everything's electronic. There's no like stack of paperwork that you have to like give to someone. So yeah, that's an unavoidable cost. $150 right there for TRAJECSYS. But what are you gonna do? There's no other way you can avoid it. All right, now we are moving on to tuition. So if you guys do not know, I do not live in the same county as my community college. I live like 45 minutes away. So therefore, I get charged out of county tuition for not living in the same county. However, ever since I got accepted into the x-ray program at my school, COVID happened. So we were all online through Zoom. So the good thing about that was my school was not charging me out of county tuition because we're not on campus, we're on Zoom. So that was an expense that I got away scotch-free for about a year, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to go back to campus this fall semester. So I'm gonna tack a couple $100 onto there. But as you guys see, for the first semester, I took all those courses, and with all those credits, it ended up being $2,072. And then you have your fees for malpractice, lab fees, all that stuff. That was $98. Now, the miscellaneous charges is what you pay extra to be in x-ray school. So that has like the lab fees. So when you use the x-ray equipment in the lab, that's in there too. And when you go to clinical, it's in that amount right there. So yeah, that's what it means by miscellaneous charges. Moving along to the total amount, I'm not going to go off the total balance that you guys see in the top corner, just because sometimes they have like other amounts from other semesters. Like if you don't pay by a certain date, there could be like a semester behind up in there. So I'm not going to go off of that. I'm going to go off the total charges at the bottom. So as you guys see, tuition, fees, miscellaneous charges, we're at $4,729.44 for the first semester of x-ray school. So yeah, pretty pricey. I mean, I wasn't paying that when I was doing my prereq. So yeah, that's the first semester. We have spring semester over here. So spring 2021, I was taking significantly less classes, but the intensity of the classes do get harder. So that's kind of like why we take less as the semesters go on. So right there, that was $1,480. And we have our miscellaneous charges, which is, like I said, lab fees and clinical fees, $2,399.60. So we move on to the total amount. For spring semester, we paid $3,879.60. Like I said before, I'm not going off the total balance just because if you don't pay by a certain date, sometimes they tack like extra crap on there. So it's more reliable to go off of the total charges at the bottom. So yeah, that's that for spring semester. Okay, for summer, you thought you were getting away with not paying for summer. We may not be taking any classes, but we still got to pay for summer, all right? So this is going to be our 6-week, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 clinical rotations at the hospital. You see it is $507, and with our miscellaneous charges, $79.92. We go to our total charges. We are at $586.92 for 6 weeks for our summer clinical rotation. So yeah, that's that. All right, we are moving down to the finale, okay? As you guys see, I broke down every single charge on the left, and that was everything that we went through from tuition, startup costs, CASTLEBRANCH, uniforms, all that. All that added together for the first year of x-ray school, I ended up paying $11,381.16. So yeah, I mean, it is expensive to me, but I know there's other people out here who are going for a bachelor's and are probably paying double that a semester. So to each his own. That's how much it costs for me to go to school for my first year of x-ray school. So yeah, that's all the costs broken down. Oh geez, I am absolutely sweating because I have the little light over here because the lighting today was not cooperating over here in New Jersey. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed that video, like, subscribe, there is way more to come. I'm going to be documenting my lovely 6-week rotation for clinical this summer. So yeah, if you guys are looking forward to that, definitely subscribe and let me know what you guys want to see, because I just thought of this like last minute, like, oh, maybe I should go through all my stuff and, see how much I ended up paying. I was actually shocked at like how much I ended up paying. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week and stay tuned for more.